Wow, see, reaching these type of heights that come with a third eye.
Leader at quarterback. He comes in second in the league in passing yards this season. It's the Browns and the 49ers, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
Now from the banks of Lake Erie, EA Sports welcomes you to Huntington Bank Field here in downtown. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Gotta like that start. 14 yards to get him going. Well, there you go. This offense off to a strong start this afternoon.
Yeah, with a big run and a first down. That's putting what you practice into play. That's excellent execution to get things started.
Right back to him on first down. And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. Absolutely no trouble moving the ball on the ground on the first two plays from scrimmage.
Absolutely. You know what I really like? Same guy carrying the ball on both plays, and what drives me crazy is when a back has a nice run, and he taps his helmet to go out of the game. I would want the ball again and again and again because you establish really nice momentum, and now you're seeing the field really well.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. That's to the right side and complete to Njoku. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up second down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, first and goal. They'll look to throw here. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Diamador Lenore. And the 49ers are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. Not something you see very often from a quarterback of his caliber, an opening drive interception.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that even he's surprised at how that one played out. But we know this guy is not going to stop him from continuing to fire as this game goes along. Probably give a little nod of respect across the field for that one, and let him know he'll be back the very next series.
That's into the hands of Pearsall on the right side. Slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Purdy now to throw. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 11 yards for number 11.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
Now Purdy. And this is going to be incomplete. Deebo Samuel was the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down. You look at this Browns defense. They were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
And what I saw on film was nearly an unstoppable pass rush. They had 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries. So now do you just max protect on offense, keep everyone in, and run, 1 or 2 receiver routes to make sure your quarterback stays up? We'll soon find out.
That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10. Purdy from the gun. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And he's stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. Touchdown, 49ers!
Ready, set. Here we go, set.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 41 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. He'll look to throw. And that is taken in by Njoku. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Now a handoff running through the middle. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 17 carries, 75 yards, and a touchdown.
It's a very nice winning streak that they're on, and they've really seen this offense come into its own as a unit. And one of the keys is that the ground game has been established, and it's keeping the defense honest near the line of scrimmage. Sometimes that leads to huge games for him. Other times, he plays a complementary role to someone else. But however it's getting done, they're winning week after week.
7 yards there and a first down. Back to throw here. Throwing for Smith on the out route, and it's caught. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up first and goal.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense could get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a first and goal.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Second and 9 now. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a third and goal. He'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. Fourth down now is... Now a quick throw as they get it to Ayuk outside. Only able to gain a couple there, and it'll be second down. Back to throw, Purdy. And he will find his man, Samuel. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Throwing here, Purdy. And returns it right back to Samuel. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Well, this defense for the Browns, they were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball? Or maybe just 1 or 2?
The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter. Options galore here, second and a few inches. Purdy. Throw here is incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Purdy sets up to throw again. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2. And it brings up second down. From the 22, here's second and 8. They'll drop to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. The Browns at a perfect 5-0 here to begin the campaign. And they've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And this team is absolutely playing their best football right now. This is the best that we've seen them play in a long time, partner. Sky's the limit as far as they're concerned. Their confidence really soaring. One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Third catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down. Here's a give up the middle. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Third catch for him on this drive alone, and it'll give him a first down. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 65 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down. Now a handoff running through the middle. And they'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
He's going to get this one out to his fullback. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and it'll be second down.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot. Because we saw the catch there, right? He made it. But he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of us. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Purdy will set up to throw it here. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Purdy looking to throw. That to the sideline, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsome. And the Browns will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Let's go. Hey, check that.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. And he continues to have success running the ball here in the first half as he's already closing in on 100 yards for the game. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. A play action fake. They'll look to throw. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
One thing you always worry about when he breaks the pocket is he going to take off with it? That time, the pressure was starting to close in, and he's just got to throw this one away.
Here we go, set.
Looking to throw. That is caught. He's across midfield and all the way down to the 33-yard line. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
2nd and 3. Throwing middle, and it's complete. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still...
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. He has been a workhorse for them in this game, and ball security hasn't been an issue until that. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. The fumble on first down now. Here's 2nd down. They'll look to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Credit the sack to Fred Warner.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week, and we just saw their first one of this game.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball. And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Out of the gun, Purdy. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And he'll be taken down, but not before he remaining in the 2nd quarter. Final play of the half. Purdy. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone. So, we'll move right through the break then, skipping halftime and back to the field for the start of the 2nd half. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into... Shotgun now with Purdy. Connects with Kittle underneath. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Here's Purdy. Got a man. That's Ayuk. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a 1st.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Purdy now to throw. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Again, it's Purdy to throw it. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
A great job defensively taking away his receivers, and he was forced to put that one into Lake Erie, but that's what good quarterbacks do. They don't take unnecessary chances if they don't have to.
Purdy from the gun on third down. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Now Purdy connects with Kittle underneath. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. Back to throw now on first down. That ball caught. Brandon Ayuk. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Back to throw. Purdy. And that is incomplete. The coverage a little too good there. And it's second down. Once more, Purdy looking to throw. This is caught. And they get him down at the 1. He had the broken tackle, but ultimately could not get into the end zone. A big play forthcoming. Here's third and goal. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
He's second in the NFL in interceptions, and you understand why. He plays a game of great intelligence, understands positioning, and has a great ability to break on the football when it's in the air.
So fun to watch his closing speed, and another example of it on that play. And he's not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard. They stop him up short on 4th and goal from the 1. And the Browns are able to come up with a goal line stand. The Browns drive about to get started. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
And give him a lot of credit there, but even more credit to the guys up front. In that situation, you know it's going to be a stacked defensive front. And to be able to gain that much yardage, that's a big win for the guys on offense.
Yeah, they were just about standing on their own goal line, so to get a few yards there, a great start. Now we'll see what second down brings. 3rd and 5.
Let's go now.
They'll set up to throw. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th.
First carry for Christian McCaffrey. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4. Second down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Looking to throw. Purdy. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Purdy from the gun. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Back to throw, Purdy. That'll be caught by Ayuk. Touchdown, 40. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Looking left side, and it's complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 30. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They need 2. Here's 3rd down.
Here we go, go!
They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And they're knocking on the door now. As a good run there, going to take this to about the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Let's go now.
Now a handoff running through the middle. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great effort there with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Browns have answered back with a 3rd quarter touchdown of their own to retake the lead. And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be... Throwing here, Purdy. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. In for the sack, Myles Garrett. Throwing on 2nd and long. Purdy will get this into the hands of Ayuk. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we play through. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's 49er football, but some ground to cover. They find themselves behind as we hit the 4th and final quarter. They'll try and run the option to pick it up. That is not going to be any help. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And his fine afternoon on the ground continues. That last run going to put him over 100 yards for the ball game. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now a handoff as they run left side. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard. 2nd and 9 from the 44. Back to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. 2 yards on the pickup there. 3rd and 7 now.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 43. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup. Hands it off out of the gun. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37. Well, at this stage, that's exactly what you want offensively. Good run on first down, stay in bounds, keep that clock rolling.
And look at that play chart that the play caller has in his hands right now. That's what you got to focus in on, because that's divided up by sections. And right now, he's looking at that 4-minute offense section. What running plays do we have to bleed down the clock and take care of the football? Right now, they're executing really well.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. They're going to look to throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. He'll drop to throw. And it's going to be batted down, and will go the other way with a football. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And the 49ers are going to get the football back. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Purdy. And can they take advantage? Their defense got the 4th down stop, and now they're hoping to find the end zone. A field goal wouldn't be enough to erase this 4th quarter deficit. Now 2nd and 5. Purdy will set up to throw it here. That's Samuel, caught left side. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. Purdy looking to throw. That's over the middle and caught by Ayuk. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. He'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game, because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 20-yard line. The drive stays intact with a pickup of 13. Purdy sets up to throw again. That's to the right side, complete to Kittle.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Up the gut, McCaffrey. And they'll get him down right around the 16. The completion on first didn't get much, and now the run on second doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down in his play sheet, trying to dial up a big 3rd down play.
And he'll be stopped up as he could only muster a yard. So fourth down coming up on the other side as we have reached the 2-minute warning. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
Not in a position where they absolutely have to rush right now, but they definitely have to pick up the tempo a bit.
Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I don't know if you need the big shot right there or not, because you've still got time to work some of the shorter stuff and try to get into field goal range. They did go for the big one there. It would have been nice, but it winds up incomplete.
Back to throw. Completes to Njoku. And he is going to have the Browns first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's first and 10 now. He'll look to throw. And that one to the right side and incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
He's back to throw. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he will get out of bounds here as well. What a play. Big yardage. They stop the clock, and they move it to the boundary of field goal range as well. They'll look to throw. That is incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Here's first and 10. Here's a give up the middle. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They'll come up now on second down. And they'll keep leaning on the running game back to the ground. And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Here is 3rd and 5. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow, wow.
That is the definition, Charles, of delivering under pressure. The game-winning potential. There's still a little time left on the clock, but the potential game-winning drive, and it was well executed.
I think we're going to remember this possession for a long time. We've called a bunch of games, but how about how they got it done?
Purdy to throw. And that will be incomplete with the clock showing 18 seconds now to go. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. throwing. Purdy. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. A fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.